Hey everybody, Jesse with Pevra, commuting on EUC. Got a new toy today. Got a rear-facing camera that we've mounted up I'd like to show you. And then let's take a ride to work and get a look at the footage. So let's check it out. Okay, so the camera I'll be setting up today is the Drift Ghost XL Pro. It's the same camera that I'm recording this video with. It's mounted to my helmet. I like this platform of Ghost cameras, in particular the XL Pro. It can do 4K video, which I don't use. I record in 1080, but it's got an immense battery life of 7 hours, so these cameras can run for a very long time. A few things I wish they had. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a future video. One of the things I don't like is what I see right now, which is a Wi-Fi error on this particular camera. So this particular camera has sustained some damage. And yeah, and so a few things don't work, like the Wi-Fi and the audio, so I'm going to use it as a rear-facing camera to support the other cameras that I'll have on board. And yes, I did say cameras, and yes, we'll be bringing on even more cameras, and looking forward to that. But one of the things I like about the Drift Cam series is the Instant On feature, so you can set this in the settings, but a single press on the front button, and you're recording and it's ready to go. There's an audible beep. There's also a vibrate that you can set on. It's one of the easiest start stops. You know you're running. It got a visual indicator. I wish it would do this when it detected me over a certain speed, but it will not do that. So now that I'm recording, I'm actually going to take it and walk it over to the links that we'll be mounting this on. So I've got it mounted on the rear inside of the handle. Not a whole lot of great locations to mount this. I've got it stuck on with adhesive for now. We'll see if that's good enough. I did clamp it down to make sure that the adhesive took. There's a sort of a mesh pattern inside the handle. It's on a flat surface, so I'm a little concerned about grip, but this is a kind of semi-functional camera. I think I got it on there okay. We will find out, and it'll make for good footage if it comes tumbling off somewhere. So the Drift clip sort of slides into the back. It's not a GoPro mount, although they do provide an adapter. Oops, I hit the button as I want to get this locked in. Oh, the one thing is with this, the rubber flap for the battery cover needs to be held back in order for the camera to fully lock and click. There we go, into place. So I accidentally hit that. Both cameras, that way I'll be able to sync up the audio. Let me get the links all started up. Start some telemetry and EUC World. Okay, there we go. Ready to get this started. Let me get my gloves on. I want to talk about those, and we'll get outside and start the ride.
Phone connected.
Hey, how we doing? Good morning. All right. Okay, so the links is all set up. We're ready to take off for school. Got the Ghost XL Pro running on the back. It's recording. The angle of the handle on the inside is not quite straight out, so it's sort of facing out towards traffic. I want to test that configuration. And actually, I'm sitting here realizing now that I don't have my rear lights. Let me go get those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's take a look at these lights. I have Magic Shine See-Me 200s that I'm running these days. They've got bottom gels that shine light downward and a couple of concentrators that go shine light backwards. I find them to be daylight visible. That's a requirement for my riding. This isn't about lights today, but I will do a video on the light setup and some of the benefits and why I think it's so important to run them even during the daytime. Alright, so cranked up our rear lights, front headlight on. I run all my lights all the time for that extra bit of visibility. Now, the main event for today's ride, I have just received this pair of E-Rides, EUC riding gloves, and my first ride on them. I put them on last night and tried them on, kind of a non-riding test, but so far I'm really super impressed with a few things: the build quality, the attention to details, and the safety and protective features. The knuckle guards, the pinky buddies, the protection for the wrist and the palm, 2 braces, one in the back of the wrist and one in the front of the wrist. They fit me really well, like a glove, but they really absolutely are comfortable, and let's see how they work in our first riding test today. Have a few requirements for gloves. The first we can't test today, and that's that they last. I've had pretty severe durability issues with gloves, and right away I'm liking it the way these gloves go on. There's a separation on the side which allows my palm to get in. It's very snug here, but what it has that many gloves absolutely need is a nice, strong, substantial pull handle to be able to get my hand through the opening. And wow, that fits amazing. We got padding on the thumb, padding on the side. If you've fallen on the EUC, you know that this is an area that takes a lot of damage. Both of my pinkies are much worse off than they were before I started riding. Got insulation protection here on the back. I'm going to go ahead and get these sealed up. So one thing I am seeing right now is that this strap maybe could be a little bit longer. This is not an unusual situation for gloves where you're riding them over a jacket or other things, and I'm finding it just catches here. That might, and I might not have the thickest wrist, so that might be an area where maybe another inch or 2 in the strap could help there. Really good fit, love the durability. I ride with LED lights on my hands and my wrists as well. Don't use them so much during the daytime, but at nighttime, definitely riding this. Like to use them as turn signal indicators and give people that little bit extra chance of seeing me and not killing me while I'm out here. All right. So yeah, these straps feel like they could be a little bit longer. In practice, they come right where they're supposed to on the other side, but it's nice that they're not super bulky and flapping all over the place, so maybe a little bit more length would be nice there. Okay, so let's go ahead get started. We already got a telemetry running. These E-Rides gloves, by the way, from E-Rides in the UK, these were bought with my own money and not provided. This is not a sponsored video, and no promotion has been received. I use all of this gear myself and give you my honest opinions about what I think and how I use it, because I do go through a lot of gloves every year. Alright, let's get this started. Just a reminder, it's about a 15 to 20 minute ride, a little less than 6 miles through San Francisco urban traffic, not super heavy traffic. On my ride, usually I handle this ride as though I am a car. I ride in car lanes. take up that kind of space, that kind of visual presence. I mostly follow car rules. I will treat red lights as fluid. Never proceed through an intersection when it is unsafe to do so, no matter what the light says. Alright, so let's get ourselves going here. Get some impressions about these gloves. First of all, it's about mid-50 day in San Francisco. I'm sorry I can't convert that to centigrade on the fly, but that's about a typical San Francisco day, winter or summer. Mid-50s, low 60s. Keeping an eye on this traffic, you never know. People like to leak into civil. Left lane is the more common option here, rather than going straight. I'm going to use my bike lane to get out in front. Alright, so that's why that can be dangerous, just to see everybody take different paths. This is a good example of me using bicycle infrastructure because it is an extra space. Hey, how you doing? That PVs don't always have. This is why I despise it in my personal ride, because now I need to cross over into this, thank you, because I can't go that way and I need to go straight, and all those people in the right lane are going straight. So I'll get myself over here. A little busier traffic than normal. This is about 9:30 in the morning. Getting a little bit of a late start. Got my camera installed. Wanted to make sure that is all up and running. So yeah, but traffic is a little bit heavier. It rained earlier this morning, so people may have delayed those trips. So far the gloves feel amazing. The interior feel of these gloves is really super comfortable. They are lined, and it's not so plush that it feels like it slips around on your hand, but it's also something that you definitely feel is there, and it adds to the comfort of the gloves. These do not feel cheap or underbuilt in any way. You have to give them a little bit of time, see how the seams hold up, and if anything develops. But so far I'm liking this. One thing I'm not liking is that hand truck on the back of this ice cream truck. Every time that truck turns or goes over a bump, that thing rattles around. I do not want that coming off right in front of me, so I'm going to take the left lane here. I'm going to go around this ice cream truck. Do not want to be behind that if that hand truck decides to come off. Loose things on vehicles are something to watch for, and something to try to avoid. Coming through splitting lanes like this, I like to use hand signals to demonstrate to everybody what I'm doing. I don't care if anybody gives a fuck or not. I want anyone that does care to watch to have some idea of what my intent is. One of the things about PEVs and EUCs in particular is people really don't know what they're capable of, and we can be safer as riders when we are predictable and we signal our intent and we do what it looks like we're going to do. You also have to remember that as an EUC rider, whether you're aware of it or not, there are also people who obsessively watch us in public and scrutinize every little detail because they're so visually curious. I'm sure everyone that's ridden a long time has had plenty of people ride beside them with their cameras running, with their phones recording. This guy's just pointing like, you know, he's never seen it before. Most of the time that's a good thing. I do try to give people something to look at, but also just try to not let that distract me. There's a lot of things that can distract. Got a good turn signal there. No oncoming left, no traffic from the right. Okay. So I was talking about the temperatures here in San Francisco. It's a cool to typical morning day. No sense of chill in the gloves right now. They are feeling very warm, and that is very encouraging. Two of my other sets of gloves, the ABS wrister and the I'll get a hard time for stopping at that light from a bunch of you, but I like to, especially when there's other cars around, occasionally signal that I'm gonna abide by all of those. And alright, so that left-hand turn lane is green, which means this light is going to get green in the next cycle. I'm going to sneak through this right-hand turn lane, which does have a bike lane up ahead that it turns into if I'm not able to get in front of traffic, which I will be able to very safely and very visually indicate that I'm getting into a lane. And then none of them have anything to worry about because they will not see me again. You know, we get in front of cars or we sit in front of cars at lights, and sometimes they're upset because they think we're going to hold them up or we're going to be slower than they are. I do believe if you're in traffic and riding with traffic, it is your responsibility to ride at or above prevailing traffic speeds. Don't get into a traffic lane and do 20 miles an hour and worry why everybody's rushing around you and upset. If you're doing 20 miles an hour, stay to the bike lane, stay off to the right of the road, don't take a traffic lane. If you want to go slower than that, if you want to go 5 miles an hour, walk on the sidewalk. This is the lane where I am going to light that I'm going to jump as soon as that clears. There is no more traffic. I know the left hand and the right is going to get a cycle. So that's about a 15-second head start on the car traffic. One of the reasons advancing through red lights and ahead of car traffic can be advisable is to avoid traveling in large packs of cars. You see right now I'm in a seam between lights. There is no other car around me. Not only is it fun and kind of cool, it just reduces the number of hazards that are available for me or the other drivers. Clocking about 45 on the Leaper Kim Speedo. I've got my EUC world set to a -6% speed adjustment and distance adjustment. These Speedos do tend to run fast. They do try to slow us down a little bit by maybe reporting that they're going a little faster than they are. On my experience, it's about 6% on that wheel gets me right pretty close to GPS. I'm going to sit behind this car rather than come to the front. I'm second in line, keeping an eye on my rearview mirror for anybody coming up behind me. And I've got this camera too, which of course I can't see, but I will be seeing, and you will be seeing as you're watching this footage. So, see this red van coming up on us. See what kind of back distance they give us. One indicator of how cars. It's a fairly close, not too close. You know, too close, and it's like, what are you trying to say? And it's unsafe, and I don't like people saying that to me. And I'll say something. A lot of them think you won't be able to pull off at a light with any sort of integrity. Got a right turner. I'm gonna go around. Yeah, truck is so far behind. I don't think he was encroaching. I'm glad. Okay, sorry, I was talking about the gloves earlier and lost my train of thought. The Flatland 3D gloves or the ABS wrister, those are both not warmth gloves. Neither of them provide a level of warmth. So far, these seem to. Also, the One Protect. I'd put the One Protects in that same class with the ABS wrister, Flatland 3D, the new ones, and the One Protects. I'd put those all in the same kind of class. Good gloves, good protection, each of them with some flaws perhaps. I will do a glove shootout in another video, especially now that I have these on hand, but I'm really enjoying these little touches to detail. Visibility strips, wish these were reflective, doesn't look like they are. Some protective strips on impact areas, including the side of this hand. May have liked a little more another rim on the outside edge. I'm noticing now at the back side of the hand has leather and a little bit of padding that extends out from the knuckle. Having a piece there, I do find that's something that takes a hit in a lot of EUC crashes. How many times have you crashed? I get that question a lot. I have no idea. I can't remember. I can't, too many to remember them all. Have certainly had my share of big crashes. I've been injured pretty severely in crashes in the past. Tore my rotator cuff on my left shoulder in 2019. And I'm not going to give the laundry list now, but there is a list of other injuries. Right now I'm recovering from a broken left hand suffered at Apple Valley in the sportsman class final. I think not the sportsman class final, but the heat rate leading up. I'd qualified out of the novice race and into the next race, and that's the race that I crashed. So I don't want to overstate that or misstate that. Might not be precise about that in the moment. Love to talk more about that race and that experience in another video. Okay. So I'm going to hit the right lane here just to indicate the cars that they can go by me. I don't want to hold them up. Put the bibs on. I'm going to be touching 50 on this way down, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not crazy about this right lane at this light. So I see a car coming up. They seem to see me. They seem to hold their ground. That's good. That's important. Alright, let's see what we can do a little bit speed-wise. No beeps in the helmet yet. On the links. Yeah, moderate run there. Probably about 45 on the old GPS. Okay. I'm clear, I'm signaling, I'm going. Audi in a double parker, that is definitely one to watch out for. They are not yet going, which is good for me. Pedestrians sticking put for now. Morning. Okay. here we are. Let's see. Back camera is still there, so that's a good sign. Thanks for coming. See you on the next one. Take care.